Don's fighter Daniel Dubois, who did that colossal job on Anthony Joshua, of course, at Wembley. Next for him goes in against Joseph Parker in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on February the 22nd. Before that, Fury will fight Usyk. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. But Don, on criticism of your fighter, did it hurt you more when you hear criticism from former fighters than it does when you hear criticism from pundits?
Yeah, most definitely, because they should know better. I mean, some of the predictions was that Daniel's going to be hospitalized. And, you know, when you hear that coming from a well-established former fighter, you say, hang on a sec, you know, you was once upon a time a fighter. You of all people shouldn't be saying things because it could potentially happen. Yeah, you know, so that's
I think you were on talkSPORT, Don, were you not? And you blew up what had been said by certain pundits as well.
Yeah, because, look, you got to understand, right? I'm a very emotional guy and I show it, yeah? And when it's almost like the whole world is against you, I don't have a chip on my shoulder. It's just based upon my observations and what you hear. And I bottled a lot. It's a lot. When the whole country, or let's say there was 96,000 people in fans in Wembley, I reckon 90,000 was there for Anthony Joshua and 6,000, if that, was there for Daniel Dubois. So when you're fighting against 90,000 people, the energy, I'm a guy that feeds, every human being will feed off of energy. And I felt it. So when you feel that everybody's wishing and hoping for your downfall, hence why after the event, I was very angry. I was in the studio, I was very, very angry. I'd like to tell you, I'm no longer that, that angry man.
I was surprised at you. I mean, listen, you're not getting the argument from me about having a go at Gareth A Davies because I think he's a tit. But the point is...
Pardon?
I don't...
Is there what?
He's a tit.
I heard what you said first time.
But the point is that
only he gets away with that,
I thought it was strange of you, Don. I mean, you can handle yourself how you wish, but to suggest that people that make observations, that formulate opinions, because that's all they are, is opinions, should subsequently lose their job, should be consequence for it, and should be subjected to your feelings of resentment, is probably wrong.
All right, let me tell you my reasons behind that, right? I don't want him to lose his job. He's got a family to feed. But what about me? Had I got it wrong, had my fighter got it wrong that day, guess what? I wouldn't have a job.
Yeah.
Right? So we lose our job. So what I'm trying to allude to, how can then somebody who's called an expert, the public rely on what you tell them? Yeah? How many times are you going to get it wrong about us, Gareth? How many times?
Well...
That's his opinion.
No, it's an opinion, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you can't deny people their right to have an opinion.
No, you can't. But the way, I feel there's an undercurrent meaning to the way they do their predictions. Yeah.
A bias.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Right. Against you?
Against myself, yeah.
Well, why would that
be? And my
be?
fighter.
Well, maybe it's based on relationships and preferences.
It's just familiarity. Like I said, Gareth is a guy who initially, years ago, he was... But
it wasn't just limited to Gareth. It was targeted at, listen, pundits should be...
General, I generalised.
And I felt
I'm
for
not
you
going to take
that
back. I'm not being an arrogant man.
You're on top now.
It's my feeling, isn't it?
You're entitled to your view.
No, but it's my feeling.
It's your
I have
view.
a feeling. I'm a human being. I have feelings.
Yeah.
How I felt is that the pressure that was on me, on not just a boxing coach, any coach will tell you the same. The pressure is unmeasurable. Yeah. I probably needed to go and see a psychologist, which I still haven't. I've done it in my own way. Or a psychiatrist. I've done it in my own. I've exercised my anger. I've gotten rid of it. Yeah. Certain things I did. I'm not going to tell you guys what I did to release. I was very angry. I was very angry for a period, and I'm kind of. I'm all right now.
What, around that time? Around that time, the criticism was flying around.
Although we were victorious, you think I'd be very... Yes, I was happy, but it's almost like you guys wanted me to die.
What did you do with that pent-up anger? What did you do?
A few exercises. I look at my grandchildren, and that's part of my healing. I think, I feel blessed. And I went to Africa. I paid a visit to Ghana and saw how the people were there. I thought, wow, you're blessed. Get your ass back to England and carry on working. Yeah. And that's how
see, where I take I take difference to Don, having been in positions of great responsibility and great pressure. Owning a football club is a great pressure, both financially and with responsibility to hundreds of thousands of fans that view it. Is criticism and opinions are subjective, and no one's immune to it. And so you're not entitled not to be criticised. And someone saying that they think someone else is going to win is not a criticism. It's an opinion.
Correct, but
and it's not designed to do you down or to denigrate your opportunity.
Yeah.
It's simply, I fancied Anthony Joshua to beat Daniel Dubois. I was wrong. It doesn't mean I don't like Don Charles and I don't rate Daniel Dubois.
Yeah.
I just picked somebody in the conversation.
Correct, but this particular individual, I keep digging him out. It was a widespread thing. It wasn't just Gareth. But like I said, look, we're here. I feel I'm healed. So all is good. Let's get on with the next one.
Quite right.
Yeah.
I can imagine you going to Ghana and feeling good about life afterwards. I've been to that country, Accra, wonderful.
Beautiful place.
I mean, any country that produces Azuma Nelson.
Exactly, yeah.
You lot in boxing are thin skin, though, I have to say.
You think the thin
Do you think so?
I think you're remarkable. I know it's the sport that is beyond any other sport, but my word, anything that's critical of anybody...
Your reputation means a lot to you, Simon. And Don's reputation means a lot to him.
And I take some things that...
It's not even... I'm not even after reputation. I'm after the...
It's not about reputation.
It's almost...
Validation.
Yeah, it's not about...
He's standing up for his fighter.
Right? And that's fine.
Validation is fine.
But whenever you say anything... if you say something about Fury, or people say that Usyk's camp suggests that you might have ducked that fight, outrage banned. Right? Okay, maybe the atmosphere isn't good in Saudi. Outrage banned. Okay, right. Frank, I'm not sure you did that right with this outrage ban. And when anybody says anything, and footballers are sensitive, and I know because I was in it, but not like boxing. And
But Simon, I think with football and boxing, it's all because of the same thing. And I've alluded to it even when I played. You become this self-indulgent, egotistical monster where, because the money and the fame's got so big in boxing, and the money and the fame's so big in football, you forget reality.
Self-indulgent are boxers. They've got more nobility in their little finger than footballers.
Yeah, fair, I'm not comparing, but I'm saying that things change when fame and boxing now is so big. You know, it's inevitably going to change people into thinking they're more important than they are. It's just the way it is.
Well done, Freud.
You're very important to us being here today, Mr. Don Charles. Don, here's the thing. This month, Usyk and Fury go in again. Fury's got to win it, hasn't he?
Well, he hasn't got any God-given right that he's going to win it. If he's done the right things and made the right adjustments, I picked him to win the previous fight.
Me too.
I'm also backing him to win this fight.
He should be criticised for that, by the way.
Yeah. To my surprise, you know, he didn't employ what I thought he would employ, the tactics he would employ to fight a smaller guy. Usyk being the genius, masterful boxer he is, I'm picking Fury to be victorious on the 21st. Yeah.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
Do you think he can make the improvements that he needs to make?
Yes, they're
physically. You think he can make them?
Yes,
you do.
Yes, and Fury, has always wanted to be the man, and what a fitting way for him to go and rectify the mistakes, get that victory, and then go on to fight for the undisputed against Daniel Dubois.
If Fury's going to win this time, Don, he's got to get better. He has to put in a better performance. Can Usyk get better?
Most definitely. He will go back and look at the mistakes he made, and there was mistakes he made, and to rectify them. And obviously, I'm a boxing fan as well as I'm a coach. I'm a boxing fan. I'm really excited about that fight. And can't wait.
And Don, if Daniel, as you dearly hope he does, comes through against Joseph Parker on the 22nd of February in Riyadh, do you hope then he's in pole position to fight the winner of Fury Usyk?
That should be the natural next thing that happens. But I'm not a promoter. I'm a trainer. But that's what we would like, and that's what should happen. But it's in the hands of the promoters and the paymasters.
Absolutely right.
They're the important guys, aren't they?
Most definitely.
No. Don, you and the fighter is very important to this sport. Absolute lifeblood of it. Don Charles, it's always great when you join us live, and we love it.
It's my pleasure.
And today has been no exception. Thank you.
Thank you for having me again.
Don Charles with us live this lunchtime. His fighter Daniel Dubois goes in against Joseph Parker in Riyadh on February the 22nd. Before that, live in talkSPORT, Tyson Fury needs to win against Alexander Usyk. We're coming up to 12:30.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.